Hey guys, what's up and welcome to another episode of the Goodcast Show. So recently while I was working, I had stumbled upon a video on TikTok of my guest today sharing her journey with applying for a MITRA grant and her long and arduous journey, and eventually after receiving her SST, her confirmation letter, she then only then to go on to find out that her program did not make the final cut. She was very passionate in her video. You can catch it. We'll be sharing the links to her TikTok channel so you can watch it yourself. And she was also part of the MITRA meeting. And for some of you all who would have watched the interview with Master Bhaskaran, she was among one of the panelists at the meeting, and she has shared amazing things about her. But today's focus will of course touch on her experience with MITRA, but more so on the program that she had put forward and just how important and beneficial her program is for the people, especially in the area of mental health. So I'll let her explain herself. Please welcome Dr. Vinogiri. Doctor, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Vino.
Yeah, thank you for doing this at such quick notice. I really appreciate that. And so let's start with this. What was the foundation or the reason or the core tenets of the program that you had put forth for MITRA's application?
Okay, so just to tell you very quickly, the first time when I applied for it, they opened up a portal, right? So the first program that I actually put in was a one-off program because they only have 6 months to finish up the program.
Okay.
So it was more like going to schools. My target population, they were 13 to 17-year-old kids, 2,400. I came up to that number. So I was supposed to do a whole of Peninsula. And because of a short-term period, I chose to go for like 3 hours per school. But then when they called me up, they said, okay, you have all these skills, you have huge capacity and like in terms of mental health. Why not you do like an intervention like you always do? So I thought, yes, this is what I do. I help kids. But if you're giving me the chance, it's going to be more, more detailed. I need more time. I can't do it in 6 months. I need a year. So they said, okay for everything. So that is when I put up this new program. I mean, it's not new. I do this all the time, but I just nicely tailored it for, following MITRA's mission and vision and all. And it's a 1-year program. So I have 12 modules in it, whereby I will see the kids every month twice. So 3 hours with the kids. So 150 kids across 6 states in Malaysia. So it's considered a nation-wide program because if you
you would be there in the 6 states?
Yes,
Oh, wow.
I will be leading it actually. It's
a lot of travel.
Yes, and it's the whole thing is my module,
Okay.
and I've been doing this, right? So yeah, that's the thing. So the whole thing, why it broke me is because these 150 kids, they are high risk. They are like critical kids.
When you say high risk, what do you mean?
High risk. Let me explain. So these kids, they are troubled. So some of them are suicidal. They have attempted suicide, self-harming, cutting themselves. And that's just about, harming themselves. But also those who are, indulging in high-risk behaviors, you know what I mean, right? Drug use and sex and all that. And not only that, broken homes, kids from broken homes, kids who are not able to focus in schools and all this. So how I'm going to get them is through 3 questionnaires that I prepare for them. So these are free tools that you can use. So one is DASS 21. So this is all about depression, anxiety, and stress. So how they have been feeling for 2 weeks. So I'll check their scores. Another one is all about suicidal thoughts or attempting suicide. And another one is about strengths and difficulties that they are having in their lives. And I also work with the teachers in school, counselling teachers. So in public schools in Malaysia, they do Minda Sehat, Saringan Minda Sehat, I think every two times a year, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm not using the same tool because I don't want it to overlap. You see, so they have different tools and I'm using these tools. So with the help from these counselling teachers and my tools, I'll be able to pick up these kids. So these are the kids.
So they already do this Saringan Minda Sehat in schools.
Yes.
What's the difference between that and your program?
Yes. So the Saringan Minda Sehat is only to see the kids, like pull-out kids.
To analyze.
To analyze. But the thing is, you see, school, they have a lot of children, right? And they only have 1 counselling teacher per school these days. Sometimes they have 2, depending on the area. But most of the schools, they have only 1 in a secondary session. And some schools, they don't even have counselors. So what happens is they pick up these kids and they ask them to come, for counselling. But the thing is, it's not enough for these children. And a lot of these kids, they actually don't open up, with their counsellors in schools because they're all related to the teachers and parents will be involved. So they are really not able to do so. But the thing with my program is I've done this for about 4 years with children when I go to schools. They easily open up to me is because I give them the space for it. I open the door for them to come out of their closet and tell me all about themselves. So one of the thing I do with them when I go is I'll give them this empty paper and I'll put a huge jar. It's like a big glass jar. I'll put it in front and I say, look, today is your day. This space is yours. So whatever you feel like telling me, you tell me here. And you fold it and put it in this jar. So this jar comes to me. So if you want me to reach out to you, you want me to talk to you, give me your number. And at the end of all my programs these years, I leave my number and I leave my emails. And a lot of them actually reach out. Till today, I talk to kids and I've helped a lot of kids like this. So later, I can actually share with you some of the voices of the children.
Yeah, please. Let's start now.
Is it okay?
Yeah, let's start
okay.
now. Yeah.
So I will not, I won't be able to read the whole thing, but I will read you some parts of each
Yeah,
letter.
yeah, the key points.
Yes, the key points. So this is from a Form 2 kid. It's like from a Form 2, should I?
Yeah,
From a
please
form-
show, yeah.
Yeah, so this is from a Form 2 kid. So here I just wanted to point out certain things. So she was very thankful for my program, but she said, my friend, they called me names. You're such a weirdo, ugly. It sucks to be you, have so much acne. They then told my mom the rumors. I was lectured literally by her mom. From that day on, I didn't want to eat, sleep. I played my phone and zone out. When I don't play my phone, I couldn't stop cutting myself. So I hate myself. I feel so ugly, not smart. I didn't trust anyone. I don't have privacy at home. I just want to disappear. I want someone who could understand me, but I couldn't. I don't even trust my family. I don't trust anyone. I was traumatized. So she then gave me her TikTok ID and I reached out to her and we have been talking. And this is just one. And another one here. This is also from a Form 2 kid. And this scribble shows how messed up her mind was. And let me tell you, this is in Malay. So she said, saya sangat sayang kepada kawan-kawan saya. Sebab saya hanya ada kawan-kawan saya. Saya tak nak kehilangan mereka kerana di family saya, mereka tidak sayangkan saya. Mereka tidak pernah mengambil tahu tentang saya. Mereka seakan membuang saya dari keluarga. Saya hanya rindu pada ibu saya, dah pergi lama, the mom passed away. And family dan dunia percintaan. So here we note, she's 14 and she has a boyfriend. Because that's the place, that's a safe space. Saya menjadi seorang yang lemah dan hanya mampu diam dan menikmati rasa sakit dengan tenang. And at the back, she did actually write about how abang and kakak dia torture dia and abuse, like, you know, they benci her and all that. So
What
the
did they
way,
write?
like you see, saya selalu dimarahi oleh abang dan kakak saya selepas ibu saya pergi. Hidup saya sangat kecewa. Saya rasa sangat benci kepada family dan dunia. So this, she wrote it in like, can you see, like in a very sad and angry way. So you can see all this through the way they write. So this is another one. It's a little bit hard to understand, but this was written by a Form 2 girl. And she said there was this boy when she was 10. They sat together at Dataran and then suddenly he grabbed my thigh, squeezed it, rubbed it and slapped it. I was stunned. And after that he said, kalau aku perempuan macam kau, aku dah lama peluk-peluk kau. And I felt disgusted just by hearing that. She was 10 that time. Later, he kept on saying some weird stuff. I tried telling my parents and teachers, but they didn't believe me. They said I was creating stories, making it up. I was really mad. Then 1 year later, that time when I was 12 years old, I am in the same class with him. We met. I told him the stories. I mean, she was actually telling him what he did to her. And he said, mana ada. Aku takkan buat macam tu dekat perempuan macam you. I was upset after that and mad. Until now, I'm traumatized about what he did to me. And look at the way she wrote. Her writing shows how sad she was when she wrote this.
How does her writing show that?
Because it was so messy, she made a lot of spelling errors and she used words like disgusted and trauma. So usually when kids write like this, their hands will shake. And yeah. So these are my experiences. And this is beautiful, you see. She wrote, I mean, I'm not going to read everything here, but she actually wrote short poems and songs that she created herself. And she was Form 2. And she wrote here, I like to write songs or listen to songs when I'm stressed or depressed by people around me. So this actually shows her coping mechanism. She did this to help herself when there was no one else to help her. And I would like to tell you another one. This was from a Form 1 kid. And she said after her exam results, she was very stressed. And she was about, sorry, I'm supposed to read. After my exam results came out, I was very sad and I was about to kill myself because my mom compared me with my friend's marks and told that to my sister and told that my sister is a great example and I never studied. I was crying all night and I was like, why am I alive? And I prayed to God that he could take my life. And then the next one, she said, I find Form 1 hard to do and I'm very scared that I won't be able to fulfill my dreams. And lastly, she said, she tried not to talk back to her mom and grandma, but I can't stand it and I burst always. I don't know what to do and I tried so many methods, but I can't. And sometimes I hate myself. So this is one. And this is another Form 1 kid. And she said, I just wanted to point out, she said that sebab saya rasa stres, mak saya selalu suruh saya buat housework. Tapi saya pun ada banyak kerja sekolah untuk buat. And then she also said di sekolah juga saya okay, in this case she said they always make her to do house chores. I mean it's not too bad compared to the others, but she doesn't have time to study and that makes her, and another thing she said, di sekolah juga saya sangat takut akan beberapa cikgu sebab dia orang macam garang sangat. Tangan saya selalu shaking dan sejuk setiap kali waktu cikgu itu. So that means the kids, some of them they're fearing their teachers and they're not able to voice out their problem, because to tell you the truth, a lot of teachers are pretty mean nowadays in public schools and children shared this and I've witnessed it myself. Yeah.
But how does your program that you applied for the MITRA grant deal with these issues?
Yes. So the kids that come for my program are kids like this, and in fact...
Multiracial?
No. In this case, it's because of MITRA's program. I'm supposed to do for only Indian children. But I've been doing this for all kids for the past 3 to 4 years. But MITRA's program is for B40 Indian students in schools. But the thing is, when when this program was, when I got this program, there's a sustainability plan here because right now it's going to be under the government, right? So when I finish this program, I'll be sending a very detailed report to Kementerian Pendidikan Negara and also to all the Jabatan Pendidikan Negeri from all the 6 negeri because they want to see what is the finding, because they are also impressed because they saw my modules and they said, okay, we are giving you the approval, tetapi doktor kena hantar satu laporan. Through that laporan, I'll be able to work with them to create this module in a bigger scope for the whole, for all of the kids in Malaysia. In fact, in rural areas, where they don't actually have this kind of support.
So back to that then. So how does that program deal with this? To give them sort of like a respite.
Oh, you are talking. Okay, so my modules has, it has 12 modules. So I will start the first module by getting to know them. It's like a safe space, and then slowly the modules will go towards helping them towards their suicidal thoughts and first understanding what is going on in their lives, because most of the time they don't get this. They don't get to express what is actually going on in their lives. But when they do this program with me, they'll be able to have that space to be themselves, to tell them what is going on in their life and why they need this help. So as I progress towards the program and the modules, when I finish in a year, so you see, I've screened them the first time, right? So that the scores will be very high. I'll screen them again in the middle, 50% throughout, like after finishing 50%. And we're supposed to see the way that they are getting better in terms of their thoughts, in terms of their behavior, is when I do the scoring again, you can see the scores reducing. As in like the depression is getting lower, for example, or suicidal thoughts are getting, because the scores will tell you. And then towards the end, I will score them again after they finish. And you're supposed to see more reduction.
So you solve this problem by basically just engaging with them, talking with them.
Yes, engaging with them, giving them safe space, telling them, helping them. And it's going to be like more to one because it's a small crowd and I'll be able to do like for all of them. And then later create peer support groups. This is lacking in our country because you know how UK and US works. They have lots of peer support groups everywhere and we don't have that. I've done this with children in schools that I've gone to, and this program has that also. So when they are here and they're all now connected, I will form that peer support groups with them and me in it. So even after the program finishes, they'll still be there sharing and talking with each other and coming to me for help. And that will actually create a bigger circle whereby they will go and help other children or other friends who are having similar problems, because now they are more empowered, they are more resilient, they are more vigilant, and they will also know how not to be shy anymore, to love themselves more, and how to ask help. So they know there's a space there. they know there's a space where they can be themselves. Nobody's going to judge them. And so they can actually, I can actually empower them towards that.
And how much would a program like this cost?
Okay, so this program, it will cost a lot, but they gave me a very limited budget, which I said okay to. So it was about 300,000 for 6 states, 150 kids for a year. So
I see.
that's what.
What are some of the success stories that you can share of, in your experience, how you turned a child
Yes.
to a better?
I can share a lot, but let me share. Okay, so there's this girl. Her mom is a psychiatrist. So I met her during one of the sessions that I did in the school. The school is in Klang. So I was actually surprised when she reached out to me, because I told you I leave behind my contact and all. And then she said, Dr. V, can I add you in my Google chat? I said, yes, please go ahead, add me, and you can ask me anything, anytime. And then she started messaging me, really long stories about her life. And she has successful parents. Her dad is doing a business, and her mom is actually a psychiatrist. And the thing is, the mom doesn't have time to talk to her or listen to her, but she gets blamed for everything. The mom literally scolds her for everything. And there was once that she actually ran away from home because she couldn't take the pressure from her mom. And then it became a whole, like she said, even after I did that, they did not show me love, but they were actually scolding me and telling me what kind of stupid thing you're doing and all those things. And she said, when I came for the program, and I did that program in school, she realized that someone is there to actually understand. And that time when I did the program, it was a big crowd. It was about 100 kids. So I was not able to, mingle with all the 100 kids, but I did give them this opportunity, and also for them to reach. So those who give me numbers and then, TikTok, I will reach out to them. But a lot of them, they will reach out to me. So she said, the first thing I went back home, I realized today I have somebody, because I'm really suicidal, and if you didn't come to school today, I would have done something to myself. And so I started talking to her. And it's difficult to talk to her on the phone, because she told me she's not allowed to use laptops, even to study. The mom will suspect that she's talking to a boy. And she says that the laptop is right in front of me. I'm actually doing my work, but still my mom thinks I'm talking to a boy secretly. I don't lock my door, but she comes and, pressures me this way. So she said, doctor, I cannot talk to you, but let's communicate this way. So I send her constantly voice notes. Whenever she reply, I will talk to her. Sometimes it will go for about an hour. My voice notes, it breaks into an hour. And I will tell her, I will actually listen to her, and I will tell her, what to do. And I'll just also tell her, maybe from the point of view from your mom, maybe she's going through certain things. Sometimes parents take it on kids. They don't really understand this kind of things. I'll give her some tips. And so this happened 2 months ago, and she was pretty suicidal. But after 2 months, she told me that, now she's feeling better, and she's able to actually look at her mom. And, every time she looks at her mom, she always tells herself, okay, I'm not going to take in whatever she's, the negative things that she's putting in me, because I'm going to tell myself that my mom has some issues. So that was actually very helpful for her. And she said she's feeling much better. So I'm still talking to her, but I'm feeling happy that she's still okay. And she used to self-harm herself before. Then she's not doing it anymore. And she said she doesn't really have the suicidal thoughts anymore. But she's still having issues, yes, with the mom. But right now, she feels that she has a place to go to. And she's not thinking about doing all this. And she's not even thinking about running away from the house.
So is all of this a resultant of poor parenting?
You can say that, but I don't want to blame anybody. But
somebody must be responsible.
Yes, but you see, the thing is this. True. I'm also doing some programs, and I'm actually placing some applications for my upcoming proposals to actually do for parents alone. Because the thing is, in Asian situation, we're talking about Asian countries, and Malaysia is one, right? Parents, a lot of times, these parents, they are parenting their kids the way their parents were to them, how their parents brought them up. They're using the same methods. But they're failing to understand that their kids are no longer growing in the same environment like how you grew up in. Your environment was totally different. Now, children cannot be children anymore. They have to learn so many things. They have to know so many things that they're not supposed to know. I can give you one example. A girl, she came up to me after I finished the program, and she said, Akka, some Indian girls, they like to call me Akka. She said, Akka, can I ask you something? I said, yes. Now it's just you and me here. Please ask me anything you want. Akka, I got a boyfriend. My boyfriend is 14. I'm also 14. We study. Our results are very good. They like to study together. They're doing well academically, but they're from broken homes. Parents are not there, and I think her father is not present in her life, and he's also from a broken home. But that's their safe space. They get together, they love each other, but they're studying, they're doing good things. But then suddenly she said one day, the guy said, we love each other, so because we love each other, we should take the next step. I think you know what I mean. So then she came and told me, but Akka, I never do like that. I never do like that. Or Akka, this is how exactly she spoke to me. But can you please tell me what to do? Because I like him. He's a good boy. He doesn't force me into anything, but he's coming and telling me this. So now you see, where are these kids getting all this information that love means you have to move towards the next step? It's because of the environment, the social media, the internet, and peer pressure, things that they're learning, and they're not getting the right awareness from their own parents and even teachers and even counselors. They don't have the time to actually give all this to the kids because it's a huge group in the school and they can't handle everyone, and that's why they like to bring in people like us, because they need all the help they can get. So these are the things that is actually happening. So parents must adapt to that fact that time is different. You see now, a lot of kids come and tell me, how I wish my mother was like you. How I wish my dad was like you. Ask me every day how I am. Spend time with me like you. Ask what is going on with me. But they don't have time for me. So these are the things. So parents think if they cane or beat their kids, they are done. Their duty is the kids are not going to do anything anymore. Or if it scold them, they will be scared. They won't do anything anymore. They will study. No, that's not the situation now. They are actually finding comfort. They are finding peace in other places. But sometimes, most times, they get trapped in dangerous places. So that is what's happening. So they come and tell me, if my parents were like you, we will be so much better. If they just come and ask us one day, how was school today? What happened in school? Okay, is any boy liking you? Do you have anyone you like? Things like, open conversation. So they said if they give us that space, why would we do other things? We can actually ask things from our own parents.
So, are there any current initiatives or programs that are existing besides the one you just mentioned? I think Saringan Minda, right?
Yeah.
At a ministerial level that is trying to curtail these problems.
To tell you the truth, you see how the situation is. You see every day the news and the things that you see in the media. These are only reported cases. Do you see any improvement in the lives of our kids in schools? It's actually getting worse. But to tell you,
But
honestly,
why though? Why is it? Because I've always had this question: why is it getting worse
Yes.
compared to like when we were kids?
Yes.
We've also faced all this.
Yes,
But
we
why
did.
now it's become like this?
Because they are the kids these days, they are wired differently. Since the day they actually realize about life, they are wired differently already, because there's social media in their life. There is a lot of negative things that they're seeing every day. Now let me tell you one quick example. Just 2 days ago, right, Minister Fahmi was talking about this TikTok. And,
The Indian moderators.
Yes, they were talking about how he's not satisfied with the. Okay, now let me tell you that why are kids using TikTok? Because you can easily create an account in TikTok and put a fake birthday. So like my son, he's born in 2013. He can create a TikTok putting 1997. So TikTok will immediately give you access to TikTok. You can try it on your own actually. You can have how many accounts you can have, because if you have a lot of email addresses, you can use those email addresses. You don't even need a phone. So a lot of them has access to these kind of platforms through their laptops when no one is seeing. This is where they get connected with strangers. They see inappropriate contents that is not supposed to be, it's not meant for them. And then comes curiosity. When they are curious about something, they indulge in it. So I have so many children actually coming and telling me all these things that they've been doing because of all these things that they're seeing, and they don't have any understanding about it. And when peers come and talk about it, they want to try it, and then they get trapped in it. So that's the thing.
No, sorry. What do you mean by that? Can we elaborate on the things that they're
Yes.
doing and all that?
Okay, so one is substance abuse. Okay, we can talk about drug use and vaping and all that. But another thing is sexual behavior among kids. This is the latest survey that was done by the ministry, 2022. So this focused fully in adolescents. So this is all about kids having intimate relationship. And if you look at here, so this is 75%. So they managed to sample 35,000 students in Malaysia.
How old?
75. Okay.
No, how old? How old were they?
Age before 14 years and above.
Wow. Okay.
And if you see here, 33% they have had relationship before age 14 years old. So these were reported by the kids themselves, not by the parents, not by the teachers, because this was a PNC questionnaire that were, the questionnaires were made especially for the kids.
Okay.
11% have more than one partner, and 88% not using, and 88%
Not using a condom.
Yes,
Yeah.
and but
You can mention it, doctor. The people have to know what you're saying.
I'm sorry, I just feel so bad that the kids have to know all these things,
okay.
So, and 88% are not using any birth control method. This is something that is, is totally not applicable in our country, right? But look at this. And when kids come and talk to me about this, they just tell me one thing. They just want to try what they see, and they don't know what they're doing. And when it happens a few times, they feel happy and they forget their sorrows and their problems because there's nobody there to listen to them. And when I do programs for boys, they tell me things like that too. They get addicted to certain websites and stuff like that. You know what I mean, right? And they actually come to me for help because they say, when they tell me these things, they told me, nobody will look at them like how I look at them, because I just look at them in a very lovable way. I don't judge them. I actually give them hugs and I tell them, okay, let's see how we can, help you out of this. Let's find healthier ways for you to, cope with whatever you're going. So this is what they need. So we cannot blame the kids for doing all this. No one is teaching them. And when we are going in and we're seeing this, we are helping them with this. And they're happily coming out of it because they know somebody finally cares for them. Somebody loves them.
But is it a case that the current programs, the current people who are in the ministry, the teachers and all that are sort of hiding away from the truth? That the fact is that, as you said, students now are exposed to so much sexual content, so much content through social media and all that. And usually that whole discussion about having sex ed in schools has always been a shy topic.
Yes.
We don't, because it's, taboo.
Yeah. Taboo, right?
So they are not dealing with it.
They're not dealing with it. But every time something happens, they want to talk about it. They put it in the media. Like recently, there was this Indian girl, I think 5 to 6 years ago. She was 18. I think she was 18 at that time. And she was pregnant. And she threw her baby from, I don't know, I'm not sure, but it's a very high building. And she actually had postpartum depression. And before that also, I think she was going through a lot of issues because she was a kid and she was pregnant. Obviously, she can't tell her family and she hid it. And then when the baby was born, she threw the baby because she didn't know what she was doing.
But is that the right
and they
attitude?
charged her.
No, exactly. So that's the thing. I've always found this very annoying and it makes me angry that we always blame the child. If a girl comes back home pregnant, we blame her.
Yeah.
We don't blame the parents for having such a wrong attitude to a situation. Look, she's already pregnant.
Yeah.
Don't start lecturing about religion all now.
Yeah,
Too late.
she needs
Yeah,
help.
that was 10 months too late, okay? She should be accepted,
Yes.
brought through, right?
Exactly. And she needs help. First and foremost, they must ask that question. Why did she get into this in the first place? And a lot of things that they're reporting now, saying that, there was one case, I think 2 weeks ago. I was supposed to do a TikTok about this, but I got busy with this MITRA issue, but I'll be talking about this. This happened in Negeri Sembilan school. I used to do some programs in Seremban. I'm not sure which school though. This happened during school time, a 16-year-old boy and a 14-year-old girl, but they mentioned it as rape. But it's not rape. You see, usually kids indulge in these kind of things because they want to try what they see. But when they are caught in the act, the boy gets the punishment. The boy is considered the rapist. So he is being charged for rape. So because why I know this is because I did my postdoctoral research after I came back completing my PhD. And that time I was working in the prison, and they have all these young men, older men, and they will be all lined up and they'll be like, waiting for their sabat. Every Wednesday is the sabat day, So usually those who are there, they are there for drug offenses and rape cases. So when we were doing work there, we know, like usually I will try to, because they will come in for, we were doing something scientific back then, but they will come and share their stories. Like 80%, they are there not because of rape. It's actually suka sama suka. But what happened when they have that relationship and the girl is underage, when the family finds out about it, they blame the boys. So they are actually charged for rape. But actually, it's not rape. They were actually doing it because they were together as boyfriend and girlfriend, and they were
Consensual,
young,
yeah.
consensual, and they are learning things because they are kids.
So what's the right way to approach this then?
The right way to approach this is to actually not put
Punish
it in a
them,
closet
yeah,
and don't
yeah.
punish them. You have to give them the awareness now. And now you cannot come and tell kids, look, I can't give you gadget because you're going to see this. You think kids they can't find ways to.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, yes. Because the kids that come to me, some of them, they don't have phones, but they use laptops. The parents don't know how to see. I know, but a lot of parents don't know, and they don't want to know because they feel, oh, their child is safe because I never give a mobile phone. But the child still has to use laptop because nowadays, children need to use tablet or laptops for schoolwork. And they know how to use VPN. Even if you're restricted, they know how to use VPN.
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Children as young as
But
10 and 11.
are we sort of not focusing on the right problem here? Because number one, I think at that time when a child is going through, what's the term? Puberty.
Puberty, yes.
Right?
Yes.
You really can't stop it. Like it's a
Yes,
it's
of
a
course.
force of nature,
Of
okay,
course,
right?
yes.
And they're exploring things, their body is changing, they're feeling things they have never felt and all that. And exposure to pornographic material is something that we have accepted happens during that time.
Yes.
Now, there was one interview I saw with Gary Vee. I can't believe I'm using this example. I can't stand the guy. But anyway, so he was asked, how do I control my child's exposure through the phone? And his answer was good. He said, being a parent, he's also sort of battled with this.
Yes.
And he realized that you can't stop that. You can't stop an unstoppable force, right? It's like a river.
Yes.
But what you can do is instill a sense of self-respect.
Yes.
Self-love and all that. So they know their value.
Correct.
But are there any things that are working towards that?
Nope.
So then let's go back to but before we go back to your program, another big topic now is bullying.
Yeah.
So do you encounter this a lot in your research and your work?
Yeah. I in fact have one here. They were talking about body shaming and how she was hurting herself, and this was a primary school kid. So that's the thing. Another thing about bullying, right? I wanted to mention, since you asked me this, every time people talk about the victims, but the bullies, they're kids too. Why are they becoming bullies? Nobody is actually looking into that. You see, children are turning into bullies because they are so vulnerable at home, because they are abused. Most of the bullies, they have stories. They have their own stories. So even serial killers, they have stories why they became serial killer. If you look into their lives, you would know. They have so many things happen to them, and then they just shut down mentally. They get really disturbed. They never get help, and then it develops into illness, and they do that. Same, bullies, because they're so vulnerable at home. Either they get abused by their parents, and they don't have any connection with their parents. They are dying to get love and attention. And when they don't get that, they come to school, they want to be strong. They want everybody to like them. They want everybody to pay attention to them. And doing this makes them happy. So there was one girl who came to me for a session, for a few sessions, and she told me in JB, there's this private Chinese school. The bullying is so extreme. They bring these kids, the bullies, they're children too. I mean, they're kids, like kana-kana, all considered kana-kana until 17 years old in Malaysia. These are 16-year-old girls. They bring another girl that they're bullying to the bathroom, the toilet, they lock it, and then they strip her, they record her, and then they bully her in a way saying that, look, if you don't do all these things for me, like, getting things, buying things, what bullies normally do, I will circulate your video to the boys that I know. So this actually happens, and she told me the teachers and people there know what's going on, and this is in a Chinese private school, but they don't take any actions. In fact, they just try to, they don't want it to go out. They try to talk to the victim, and they try to talk to the bullies, but it won't work. Bullies are going to continue bullying if you don't help them too.
I think there was one recently, if I'm not mistaken, there was one case, or there was one report of sort of like a whistleblower report where they said that this school, sort of like the teachers or the administrators were trying to calm down and keep this hush. Does that happen a lot in schools?
Yeah, sometimes I think it does. Most of the time, you see all the schools have these issues going on. And why sometimes when somebody dies, it becomes a huge issue because of social media. Everything circulates immediately. So what happens is, when this happens, the teachers want to save themselves. They want to save the school's image that they have built so far. And suddenly something like this happens. They try to, they try to do something about it. But the thing is, when a life is lost, what happens?
Too late.
It's too late. Yeah.
So is there enough being done right now by MOE or by whoever is responsible, the stakeholders, to curb these bullying cases? Because all we are listening now is honestly just about the victims and the cases, and it's being politicized, it's being sensationalized. But I want to know what's really being done to solve this.
If you ask me, there's so much to do and nothing really is happening. Because you see, it's not about the victims, it's also about the kids who are becoming bullies. So that is why they need these kind of programs. Can I tell you something? The reason someone is becoming a bully is because they have so much anger inside. They're so angry with what is happening in their life and in their lives, and they are not able to find solution for it, and they keep accumulating that anger, and then they're throwing it onto another person who is vulnerable at that point. And then you have other triggers, other confounding factors, right? Like social media, things they watch. Another thing, they can easily watch Netflix on their phones. You see, a lot of children, they use their parents' Netflix account on their phone without their parents knowing. And you know, there's a lot of
Foul language and all
not
that.
only foul language.
All sorts of things. Yeah.
And they're seeing all these things, and they're trying to use these methods towards the kids that they want to bully. So that is one example on Zara's case, because
Which types of schools do you see the most cases of bullying and these sort of? Let's focus on bullying. Is it the same, or like say Tamil schools, Chinese schools, and Kebangsaan school?
it's the same.
It's the same.
It's the same. Like just now, it was a Chinese school, private Chinese school. Usually they invest a lot of money in private. This is really it's like an international school, and it happens there. And it also happens in public schools, Tamil schools, everywhere. Actually, this is happening everywhere. And sometimes boys who are bullied, they don't come out. Sometimes girls, they are able to actually express, but boys, they are bullied in different ways, very horrible ways.
Such as
Boys.
You remember boys?
Yes, assaulting them in the bathrooms, in the stalls, by another male. I think you can get what I mean. Yeah.
Same age or older?
Older, seniors, or sometimes same age. Things like this happen a lot, Mr. Vinod. Yeah, it's very... Yeah, these are what boys tell me when I go and do programs in the school. And because of that, they lose their self-esteem. They hate themselves. They go into porn addiction. They don't know what to do. So they need all this help. So yeah, a lot of things don't come out, but it comes out to people like us. Children talk to us. So that is why I'm doing so much of this. That is why this has been like a calling to me. And I share everything with my kid. I teach him. I tell him. I share the real stories that happens, so that our children, they have this awareness. As you said, you can't hide anything. You can't tell them not to.
But how is... Okay, like... Before we again go back to your program, because being a parent myself, my eldest is going to go to school soon, so definitely it's this is a very difficult interview to do actually.
Yes, it is.
Because I want to remove the mic and let's talk about this. But how do parents find out or sort of spot when their kids are being bullied, boy or girl?
They don't actually know until someone talks about it or something shows. Like the child suddenly is different. Like in terms of maybe she would have been a bubbly kid, talks a lot, and and suddenly she's different. Some parents will notice it, and maybe from there they dig out stories and they find out. But a lot of them don't. They feel like, okay, I have this. Okay, I can give you this example. It broke my heart. This was about a 9-year-old girl, not even a teenager. So this uncle of this girl's uncle actually wrote to me on Facebook because he followed my mental health page. I have a mental health page on Facebook, but it's not as happening as TikTok. But he actually wrote to me, and he actually shared this letter to me. It was so heartbreaking, because she was 9. So she actually went and told her mom many times. She told her mom, Mama, banyak kawan tak nak kawan dengan saya. Tetapi saya nak kawan dengan semua orang. Tapi mereka tak suka. But what do you think the mother told this girl? You see, the girl hoped. Why the girl is telling this? She wants the mom to tell, don't worry, my dear. Let me see what I can do. Let me talk to your teachers. Maybe we do a potluck party. Bring all your... this is what I will do with my kid. I said, let me bring the kids together. Let us mingle. Then the children, I'll get to know the children. This is what she hoped from the mom. But the mom said, ni semua perkara biasa. Kalau mereka tak nak kawan dengan you, cari kawan lain. Okay. So you see, that was her mother's reply. And she tried telling this, but she was actually so depressed and she felt so low about herself. Nobody wants to become her friend. And she jumped from her school and she died. But before that, she left a suicidal note for her mom. It's so heartbreaking. Even now, I have tears. I mean, she she did not blame her mom. She said, "Dear Mama, saya tak boleh tahan benda-benda macam ni berlaku kat saya. Mereka tak nak kawan saya. Walaupun Mama cakap macam tu, saya tak boleh dapat kawan lain. Saya nak mereka juga kawan dengan saya sebab saya sayang mereka tapi mereka tak suka. Tak apalah Mama, jaga diri ya. Tolong jaga diri. Saya nak pergi dulu. Saya sayang Mama." That's what she wrote. And she jumped from the school. She died. She was 9. She killed
Wow.
herself. See, I'm so happy you gave me this place to share all this because I want this to go out. People need to know. These kids need help. Parents need to be there, not scolding them and telling them, hey, this is all normal. No, it's not normal for them. It's probably okay for you. Maybe you were more stronger, you were more resilient. Your parents, your upbringing was different. But now it's different. The tiniest thing breaks them. A lot of them, girls come and tell me, Akka, I want to be pretty. I want to, be a model. They are misinterpreting the definition of feminism. They feel feminism means must wear sexy, must look very beautiful.
No, that's because the ambassadors of feminism dress up like that in
That's the
Malaysia.
thing.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
hashtag feminism, me too. They'll put. I've seen.
It's
yeah.
not feminism,
Yeah,
right,
exactly.
bro? It is not feminism.
It's closest to the chauvinism that I've ever seen, but they claim to be feminist.
Exactly.
Stupid fellas.
And the kids,
Yeah,
they are thinking this is how they should be. So if they are a little bit plump, they feel so badly about themselves. They start hating themselves because they feel they're not beautiful. These are kids we are talking about. 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds, even 10-year-olds. Same goes to boys. So yeah, it's very sad. The world is so dark for our children. That's why I told you, kids cannot be kids nowadays. They have to know things that they don't have to know now. They have to see things that they don't have to see now.
So let's then go back to your program, and maybe I have asked this, but I think it's best maybe we go into a bit more detail. What in the modules would have addressed these problems?
Actually, my modules, I tailor make them. Actually, like I created these modules based on all my experiences with these kids, right? So it's for everyone. So when they come together, they'll be free to tell what is their problem, what is going on with them. So like if I have like in a state, I'm supposed to have 25 kids in the room. So these 25 kids will have their own voice. They can voice out their problems. Everyone will get attention. So from there, then I will actually the modules will change a little bit according to, because you see now we're talking about mental health. You cannot write a book or a solution, just one solution that fits all. It doesn't work like that. It changes depending on who you're helping, the kids, what they're going through. So my program will address anything because they're able to express, they're able to tell what is their problem. Then the second module will be another thing like, I will have role plays. I will ask them to get together, okay, let's act out certain scenarios. What would you do? What is the society doing? Okay, let's see. Then they will act out because a lot of kids, they do that. They want to come out to the world and tell what is happening to them. So when you give that, they will do it. I have done in boys' school, girls' school, mixed schools. Oh my God, I have all these videos. They will actually act out what is happening in their family, like in the household or in the school. That's how I learned what happens in the bathrooms. They try to, do it. They are very creative. Indirectly, they will try to, but I know. So this opens up bigger space for them. They feel comfortable, they feel safe. And then we talk about slowly addressing this. Okay, what would you do? What would you need? How do you need to do this? And then after that, towards the end of the and also about suicide, self-harming, that's very important because any problems that they face, any triggers that, like attacks them. Recently, there was this Korean show that came out, Trigger. I'm not sure if you watched that, but that was really good. It actually talked about this. It actually showed how a person explodes when the trigger is, it goes, they get triggered by something and how they can actually explode and go out and kill people or kill themselves. So it was really nicely, it's a bit violent, yes, but it actually talked about this. And it also talked about students and children, like people who can't express, no space to go. So this program actually opens up for them to, pour out everything, even their anger. I give them space to, okay, whatever you feel like saying, say it today. You angry, you want to say it today. So they will have that chance to actually do it. So it's a 1-year program. You see, I have 1 year with these kids, supposed to be, this is a 1-year program. So towards the end, they'll be very relieved. They would have unloaded everything. Of course, I can't heal them completely. I'm not a healer, but I'm a person who can show them love, empathy, and be there for them until things get better for them. So that 1 year they will be already better. But I'll still continue to support them. And you see, the cycle will continue. With this, these kids will bring up to other children, other similar friends they are facing with this. Now they will know how to help others. So it's a continuous circle. You can
Yeah,
make
definitely.
a huge difference. And I've been doing that. Kids have been amazingly, getting better because they have space to like the girl who chats with me. She knows that she can send me anytime messages. Goes to everyone too. Sometimes I'll be too tired. I'll be busy, but I'll still at the end of the day I'll make sure I see who has messaged me. I will reply them. Even if I can't call them, I'll send them voice notes, and they'll just tell me, nobody actually finds time for us, but you are not even related to us by blood or not even our teacher, but you still reply us. So this makes me feel hopeful that I can live too. These are the things I get from the kids.
Now that you have been not accepted by MITRA in the final thing, what's plan B for you?
Yes. So I
Oh,
want
I think the next step. Yeah.
the next step. So you see, a little bit to tell you, when this thing was happening, the delay and all started happening, I was actually writing to them every week. I was actually sending them progress report because every week I've been doing work. I've been doing everything was going, but they never responded to me. So at that point, I didn't know what is happening, and the only thing they said is, please wait. Doctor, it's at PMX office. We need to wait, but please wait. We'll sort it. So I was continuing with all this. Everything is sorted now, Mr. Vinod. Everything is done. Teachers are ready. But when I knew this thing, I actually had this plan even before knowing whether I'm in the list or not, the list of the 16 programs. I'm going to continue the program. I'm actually starting it next week. But the mode of the program.
How are you funding it?
Funding is my own resources for now, but it is helpful because I'm going to do it like in a hybrid way. I'm going to start online because 6 states. I'm talking about 6 states. So it's going to be impossible. I don't have that much of money. I don't even have so much money. I'm a humanitarian. Humanitarians are very poor.
So are podcasters.
Yes. Yeah. So, very poor, but, we are doing what we can. And the thing is, I was actually worried. I was thinking, oh my God, what are the teachers going to say? I've built a trust with the pengatuas, the teachers, and, will they agree? But when I called them all up, I had separate WhatsApp meeting calls with them, each state. I actually have WhatsApp group for all the 6 states and all the teachers I need. And I told them very simple. I told them this is happening. This has happened. I've been deceived along with some other people because I actually achieved. I received a grant and I started all this. But now this is a scenario. And it's already September next month. I'm not going to wait, but you have to be with me. If you don't want to do it, you can tell. I will do for whoever who wants to do it, but we'll start online mode. So now it's actually a bit easy for them too, because the initial program, they have to bring the kids to a training room. So of course we have transportation cost and all that. But now I said, let's start online because online is pretty effective because after COVID, everyone is okay with online. Kids especially, they are really good with online mode because they have been doing this hybrid learning this online learning for a long time. So, and I do a lot of sessions with kids as well till today online. Anytime they feel like talking to me, they'll tell me, can I see you today? They just come on Google Meet or even WhatsApp call. It works wonders actually because they just want to see you and they just want to talk to you. So I said, this is a small group. So let me start online. So online I can do from my home and of course I need to spend a lot of time, but let me start that way. Then once a month or 1.5 months like that, within 1 to 1.5 months, I will come to your schools. I will come and see them, make a trip, spend time with them in your counseling room. And then we go back to this. But it's going to take a while, but I'll finish it by February. They all agreed. They all just told me, Doctor, we thought you're going to tell us you're not going to do this program, but now you're saying you're going to do. How can we say no? The kids are ready for you. Let's do it. So I'm starting next week.
Okay. That's good. Good to hear.
Yeah. So it's not going to go to waste.
Fantastic.
I'm going to help these kids, all of them.
Fantastic. Fantastic. This is just a speed bump then.
Yes.
It's not the end.
It's a very distressful speed bump. But yeah, I'm over it now, I guess. I think, I'm over it.
Okay. So if anybody wanted to contact you or they had problems or they want to deal with you, how do they get in touch with you?
So I have, I'll give you my WhatsApp number, my email and my TikTok too. So a lot of people reach out to me through TikTok. I actually keep my inbox open. So a lot of them reach out to me through there as well. So yes, I can give you all these details and then you just share it.
Just I'll give you the last word. This is your camera, so maybe you can share a bit of last few sentences on your advice to parents and children, on how to avoid, these sort of tragedies and look to a better tomorrow.
So if everyone, for everyone who's watching this, especially parents, I just want to tell, it's not only parents, actually it's everyone, the society, everyone plays a role for our children because they're kids. They need to know things the right way, not finding out things on their own and exploring into it and then just going into a deep hole. So if you're a parent, if you're a teacher, if you're a fellow neighbor, sister, brother, whoever you can be, just be there for your kids, Every day make it a point to ask them how they are doing. Just ask them, how was school today? Spend 10 to 15 minutes. That's all they want. Because a lot of them don't get that from their parents and their family because they're always busy. But give them 10, 15 minutes every day. Open up the safe space. Don't scold them if they're in trouble. Listen first why they're in trouble. Don't judge them immediately because they have a lot of things to say why this has happened to them. So if you listen, you open your ears, give them a shoulder to cry, give your whole heart to them, you can make wonders because they will come to you the next moment when they need you. They will not seek the same comfort in a dangerous space. So this is my advice to everybody. And also, please have a lot of empathy skills. I think people who don't have empathy skills, please build it back. Don't always think about yourself. Think about others too. I think that makes a lot of difference. Raise your kids the same way so they know how to help someone who's in distress. And I think we all should come together as a community rather than depending on other organizations. We can all come together to make a difference. Like teachers, another thing for teachers, they must have parents-teacher association, strong parents-teacher association in schools where they bring parents in, bring people like us to come and, give awareness, workshops, to increase their awareness on the reality. So parents will wake up. All schools must do this actually. When they do this, parents will actually know what the children are going through. Sadly, this is not happening.
Okay. Thank you so much, Doctor. Dr. V, as you are, your more popular name on social media. Guys, that was Dr. Vinogiri again. Fantastic session. Would definitely love to have you back on again, especially to discuss mental health and all that. I have a lot of people who've been texting me privately to say, look, you need to include more mental health topics. I think people want to hear.
Me in.
Definitely. You always have a seat on this podcast.
Thank you.
I've said that to a lot of people. We don't have much seats. But yes, please come back. I love your stories and I think you're doing amazing work.
Thank you.
You've made me also rethink a few things and really prepare myself for the upcoming life that I think as a parent, I'm not prepared for.
Yes.
So thank you again.
Guys,
that was Dr. Vinogiri again sharing about her program and her experience in the field of mental health, particularly when it comes to children in schools, primary and secondary. We connected again because her program was not approved by MITRA, and I think it's a fantastic program. So if you guys want to get in touch with her, maybe you guys want to throw your support, please, we'll be sharing her links and you guys can talk to her personally and work something out. If you guys have some issues, maybe some problems you guys are facing with your kids and don't know how to deal with it, she's the person to connect with as well. She's ample of experience, and as you can see, she's very passionate and committed to this, to solving mental health issues with kids. So that's all we have for you today. We have many great guests coming on in the coming days. So stay tuned, and we'll see you. Bye.